Hello and welcome to Vlogmas Live. It has been a while since I have done a live stream. I'm very out of practice, which is why I'm late. Whoa. Sorry. I have my phone here with the YouTube up, just for reasons. Anyway. I have not done a live stream in a very long time. So if you're joining me for the first time or first time in a while, because I'm first time in a while, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me today for my first Vlogmas 2023. And yeah, if I'm a little out of practice, I apologize. I'm sorry I was late this morning, but I'm out of practice. So, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm just like my brain is just like all over the place right now. So yes, welcome again to Vlogmas Live. I did this last year for the first time, where throughout the month of December, I did various live streams as kind of a break from the hustle and bustle of the holiday crowd. And yeah, I'm back for 2023. We'll see how many of these I'm able to do. Because I'll be honest, it has been a very, very busy 2023. So again, if you're joining me live, thank you so much for being here. Let me know that you're here in the chat. I love to know where you're coming from, what you are working on. If you have a fun drink, I am drinking coffee. Still this morning, it is 11 a.m. in California. And if you're watching on replay, to quote Emily Baker, replay crew, we love you. Thank you so much for finding time to take part. And hopefully I can do at least a couple, if not more, of these Vlogmas lives this year. And we can just all take a break together and enjoy each other. Marky, welcome. Good afternoon from New Mexico. You are not you're on the same side of the Mississippi River as I am. Also, I'm doing something new with this live stream. We'll see how it goes. I'm actually streaming live to my Facebook page at the same time. I've never done this before, but I thought, why not give it a try? See if anybody watches on the Facebook instead of the YouTubes. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I've never done it before, so I honestly have no idea how that's going to go. I should be able, if you make a comment from Facebook, be able to see it on my back end where I see all the comments and everything come up. So, yeah, not quite sure how long the live stream is going to last today. Usually my live streams are at least an hour, although my most recent live streams over the past year have tended to be more like 2 hours, but we'll see how long it goes today. I kind of just go until I can't go anymore sometimes. But what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be first, just like it says in the title, I'm going to be showing you some work, a work in progress that I have, and then we're going to take a look at Fasten Off Yarn Along 2023. If you don't know what this is, how to explain it? So Fasten Off Yarn Along 2023 is a kind of event that was inspired from an event on Ravelry called Gift Along. And it's basically a period in time where independent designers offer a selection or maybe their entire catalog on sale for a certain amount of discount. And then people do a big make-along together. However, when Ravelry kind of, did unclean things in the bed. That sounds so what she said. When there was more controversy around Ravelry because of their site redesign and some reported problems with people having migraines and other eye strain issues from the new website design, a group of independent designers led by Kathleen Sperling got together and created the Fasten Off Yarn Along for independent designers who sell their patterns off of Ravelry to take part in the same sort of thing. So right now, and Fasten Off Yarn Along, we are in the discount period. The discount period goes until December 8th. And if you use the code, oh, let me look at it real quick. I got to look at the code, but it's okay. I've got the information somewhat readily handy. If you use the code, where's the code? Where's the code? Where's the code? Shoot. Oh, fudge, where is the code? I'm not seeing it. Oh, no. Anyway, there is a code. If you use the code, you get a 25% discount on that design. And I'll show you right now. I'll just go ahead and show you this. This here is the Fasten Off Yarn Along website. I will put the link to it in the chat. If anybody wants the link to check it out for themselves. Fasten Off Yarn Along is also active on Instagram, Mastodon, and they have a Discord that you can join as well. And this is their website. And that's not, let me try. Is it this one? Nope, that's too small. Sorry. I'm very out of practice with doing all of this. And I apologize. It's a little rough this morning with my live stream. So this is their website. It gives all the details about how the event works. Their description is we're an accessible, inclusive stitch-along event geared to promoting and supporting independent crochet and knitting designers. They have a database that you can search either by designer or by pattern. And they've got over 1,000 patterns in the database. And it's really an amazing event. And then if you want to follow along on the event on either, like I said, Discord, Instagram, or Mastodon, you can be part of the make-along throughout the event, which goes, the discount period ends December 8th, but the event continues through the month of December. And they have games and prizes. I myself, every year that I've taken place in the games, have won it like at least a couple of patterns, like every year. It's insane. Sorry. So it's a really great event to take part in. So today we're going to take a look at some of the patterns that I'm considering to purchase for the Fasten Off Yarn Along, and I'm going to pick my Fasten Off Yarn Along project for the month of December. Also, I have a whole pile here of finished objects from designers who at least in the past have taken part in the Fasten Off Yarn Along, so I can show you at least some of the designs and projects that I've made from patterns that I've made sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied there. I can show you some of the projects that I've made from patterns that I've purchased in past Fasten Off Yarn Alongs. I managed to get that all out. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. That is the plan. Excuse me, I need to take a breath because I don't think I breathed for taking a real breath in the past 2 minutes. I should tell you. I'm sorry, I need 1 second. I need to mute myself. So sorry about that. I am just now getting over an illness. I got sick earlier in the week. I am feeling much better now. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this today. But yeah, I'm a little under the weather still. So I'm still like, my sinus lung system is a little like, Carrie, you can't talk so fast and for so long right now. You've got to slow down, which is not my forte. Slowing down my speech is like not my forte. I don't know about you, but I was that kid in school who talked really, really fast. And I had to train myself to talk more slowly. And when I get excited, that all goes out the door and I'm like, so I have to remind myself to sometimes breathe, slow down, stop, think, use your words. So anyway, yeah. So So that's what we got planned today. Again, if you're joining me right now live, I'd love to hear from you in the chat. Feel free to say hi, make any comments you like to make, and share with me what you are working on currently. What am I working on currently? That's a great question. That was a really good segue on my part. Let's take a look. Here we go. Whips and finished objects. Woo. So let's look at my work in progress for right now. Excuse me, I have to lean out of frame for a second. I hope I can show this adequately on camera right now. I might have to back up a little bit. Right now, I am working on a triangle shawl. The pattern is High Sierra by Visch Designs. And this pattern, I believe, I purchased it when I'm actually right in the middle of a row. Maybe I can finish it off really quickly while I say this. So this pattern, actually, I think I bought this pattern when Visch had a sale, but it might be part of the Fasten Off Yarn Along as well. I believe Romy this year is taking part in the event. Actually, I can look it up really quick once I finish this row. And this pattern, which I will show you in just a minute, is a triangle shawl. It's a garter-based project, but it's really interesting because it has some lacy kind of inserts in it. And it makes it a really fun design because you get some really interesting parts with the lace, but then you get some nice breaks with some garter rows and striping. It's a really great project, as you'll see in a second. For any of you who have those advent calendars, or you have mini skeins of gradient colors, because that's what this pattern was really designed for. It was designed for mini skeins in a gradient color ways. Almost there, guys. Almost there. And so it's a really good pattern for that. So if you've got an advent calendar this year and you're like, what do I want to make with it? This is not a bad pattern to take a look at if you like triangle shawls and lace, which I do like triangle shawls and lace. Ooh, shoot. Did I drop? Shoot. I think I lost my increase. I'll fix that in a second. I'll fix it. I just got to remember to do it. Don't let me forget. I know. I'm sorry. I'm showing it right now. I want to see it. So here it is. It's in progress. It's kind of scrunched up on my needles right now, so it's going to be a little hard to see everything. But this is it. This is the top of it. There we go. Back up even more. So this is where I'm at with it. I'm actually at the last bit of striping. It's just so hard to see right now but you can see the top of it here. So it starts with this center panel. It's hard to see the lace right now, but it starts with this center triangle. You cast on the point down here, and then it expands out into the triangle shape. And this is a lacy section, but it's based in garter, so it's a little scrunched up right now. This will all open up once it's actually blocked. All right. So right now it's a little hard to see the lace pattern, but it's there. Let's see. Love the colors. Yes, the colors, aren't they beautiful? And then once you get through that section of triangle, you pick up stitches all along the sides of the triangle and you do a striped section, this long striped section, and then you go into your first lace. And the way this is worked is it's modular. So you work there we go. You work a lace. Oh, I can't show this very well. Sorry, guys. I'm working here. It's really hard with live streaming because I don't have my overhead camera available to me. But you can see this is actually the second lace modular section. But you work just a modular section of lace that's just worked on half the stitches that you have at the time. And then you pick it up and you end up with this pattern that looks kind of asymmetrical, right? It's going to be really pretty when it's done. I swear it's going to be gorgeous when it's done. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, so that's what it looks like right now. I know it's like any kind of lace project, especially a triangle lace shawl project where, so thank you, Marky. Yeah, I think it's gorgeous. It's going to be really pretty once it's blocked and you can really see the lace patterning on it. Let me actually, I bet I could bring it up online real quick so you can see what it'll look like when it's a finished project. I should have done that. Like I said. Hi. And if you are somebody with concerns about Ravelry, just know that I never bring Ravelry up online. I always go to the designer's website to show patterns. So yeah, I can show you what the finished pattern is going to look like. Here we go. Oops, we don't need that, thank you. So yeah, this is the finished pattern. Let me zoom in for you so you can see it better and you can see the modular sections. And it's a really pretty design. I absolutely have enjoyed working on this. Like I said, it's really nice because it gives you these nice rest periods in the pattern of just knitting garter stitch stripes. And then when you're starting to get bored with that, you get a modular section of lace. And the lace pattern is fairly easy to follow. It does use charts. The pattern does have charts, but it does give you written directions as well. So if you don't like working from charts, Romy Hill always provides written directions for the lace as well. I find that the pattern is one where you look at it on the whole, and personally, when reading the pattern, I was like, oh, this is so confusing. But when I just started kind of taking it section by section and just reading the pattern point by point, it all made sense as I went through. So it looks more complicated than what it really is. You do want to be comfortable with picking up stitches. There's a lot of picking up stitches with this pattern. But yeah, if you like working lace, if you don't mind picking up stitches, this is a great pattern. If you have a gradient in mind, I chose a purple gradient, obviously, for my pattern. I got this yarn on Webs. Hi, Natalie. Welcome. So glad you're here. Yeah. So again, this pattern, oh shoot, the yarn is called Cheshire. The yarn is from, I think it's called Wonderland Yarns. Let me see if I can look it up real quick. But it's a gradient pack that's on that I purchased from Webs, yarn.com. And that colorways, I believe, was called Cheshire Cat, I think. But I think it's Wonderland Yarns. Let me just look it up real quick. So organized. Yes, Wonderland, do not accept cookies. Yes, Wonderland Yarns. That is the one I chose. And they have these gradient packs. And you can purchase that there. I am not affiliated with yarn.com. It's just one of my favorite websites. So beautiful. Oh, yeah. The colors really are gorgeous. And so the purples is all that Wonderland yarn. And then the gray, the way the pattern is you have a gradient and then there's a neutral color you keep going back to. I chose this gray, and this is Manos del Paraguay. Yarn. It's their lace weight yarn. It's a singles yarn. It's really, really pretty. And I'm going to have so much of this left over. I think I'm going to use it for a project that I might buy during the Fasten Off YAL long period. But yeah, trying to see if I have the exact colorways. Oh, here it is. Haha. I found it. Yeah, Wonderland Yarns Mad Hatter 5 skein pack. That's the yarn that I got for the gradient. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I should finish that really, really soon. I'm in the last section of stripes. If I weren't so busy this past week, I might have even finished it. But guys, I gotta tell you, I have been uber busy this end of the year. If you don't know, I work in television and I've been working on a show since March. And it is really, really crazy. The show actually I'm working on, it's a TLC show. It's called Smothered. It actually premieres in the next couple of weeks, and it's just been crazy. Busy trying to get this show ready to air. So yeah, which is why actually I haven't been live streaming as much during the fall and into the winter. It's just because I've been so busy with work and need to spend some time with my child, my husband, and that's why I haven't been live streaming as much. But I'm really hoping I get in some good live streams this last month of December for a good final push. So yeah, with that being said, let me know in the chat. Do you want to look at some of my finished projects from past Fasten Off Yarn Along patterns, or do we want to, why don't we just do that? Let's just make it easy. Let's just go into the finished objects, and I'll show you some of the things that I've made from past Fasten Off Yarn Along patterns that I have purchased. I believe all of these designers are taking part in the event this year as well. So hopefully these patterns, you can still get the 25% discount during the discount period with the code, which I currently cannot remember. If anybody remembers the Fasten Off Yarn Along code who is on here right now, please let me know, because I literally cannot remember what it is. Maybe it's on this page. If I have, find a designer. I'm going to just see if Romy Hill is on here this year. I'm pretty sure she is. Maybe she's not. I'm not seeing her name. Okay. All right. Well, that's sad. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Unless I don't think I'm missing it. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's cool. Still highly recommend the pattern if you like lace and everything. All right. Oh, shoot. There we are. Okay. So Fasten Off 2023. Thank you, Natalie. I knew somebody would remember the code. So yes, I'm going to put that in the chat. Maybe I can figure out how to pin it. Code Fasten Off 2023 for 25% off participating designers patterns. Okay. I don't know if that pinned it. I started. I don't know if that pinned it. Hopefully it did. Welcome, you ass. So glad to see you in the chat. All right. Who's ready to look at some pretty things? If you follow my channel, you probably have seen all of these things at some point, but why not just take a look at it? And a lot of these things I'm going to show you today are actually projects that I've been working on throughout the year. I had a video in January where I kind of shared my 2023 making goals. I want to make that. And I made a good way through that list. So there's going to be some of those projects in here. There's also going to be some older projects in here, but I think they'll be fun to look at. I always like looking at other people's. It's a little bit of a show and tell. Marky, I just finished my Felix pullover. Ooh, cool. You know, I gotta say, I've never been a huge one for making garments, but I kind of want to make that. I kind of want to make that Felix pullover. The problem is I live in Southern California, so I don't tend to need a lot of sweaters. Okay, so I'm going to just grab, actually, I'm going to grab something easy to show at first. I've shown these many, many times, but I will show them again. And let me just double check real quick if this is still in the database. I'm sure it is. I'm positive this is. I know she's participating because I saw her newsletter and she said she's taking place. So these are the, March Flowers by Carrie Bullock-Ozkan Design. In the database, she's just Bullock-Ozkan Design. This is a stranded colorwork project that is so fun to make. It's really great if you have little bits of scrap yarn left over and you're looking to do, because it just takes very little of this contrasting color to make these tulips, you know, and very little to do this white background. You need more yarn, obviously, for the body of the glove. Now, with this, you should know, let me put these on real quick. I love these so much. I made these on 2 16-inch circular needles. If you watched my last video, actually, I talked about that. So here they are on. There is a change that I made from the pattern, however. The pattern actually calls for using a afterthought thumb. So the way that works is like an afterthought heel when you're knitting a sock, which is you start knitting the mitt, you get to a point, you insert a little bit of scrap yarn where the thumb is going to go, then you knit the rest of the mitt. After that, whoops, focus, there we go. After that, you take out the scrap yarn and you knit the thumb. Did not go well for me. I've got some TikToks about that, actually. By the way, if you don't know, I am active on TikTok. I'm at Carrie Craft Geek there as well. If you want to get like a little bit more kind of day-to-day of what I'm working on, I tend to put that over on the TikToks. Some of those end up on YouTube as shorts here as well. But yeah, just gonna plug my TikTok account for a moment. But anyway, these gloves are super cute. But the afterthought thumb, the placement of it didn't really work well for my hand. And I'm not skilled enough in doing an afterthought thumb. And I just went, F it, I'm putting in a gusset. So I changed the pattern a little bit and adjusted it to create this thumb gusset, which I like a thumb gusset anyway. It's a little bit of a better fit. I did make the glove a little bit longer because it delayed when I started the stranded colorwork portion, but they fit super nicely. I love them. I love the pattern. I could not be happier with these. I'll show you the inside because I always think it's nice to look at the inside of a pattern, a stranded colorwork pattern. So here's where the flowers are. You can see, let me see, back that up a little bit. Sorry, get too close to the light. It gets overexposed, but here's the back of it. And there's some sections where you get a little bit of a longer strand. And so I used ladder back jacquard on the back of these gloves. If you don't know what ladder back jacquard is, it's a really cool technique for capturing long flows of strands. I do have a video about that. And yeah, but yeah, that's this pattern. Let me double check to see if that is one of Carrie's patterns that she's offering. Oh, isn't that cute? Okay, sorry, I didn't even plan on this. But isn't that a cute pullover sweater? That's really cute. If you're in, it looks like a yoke color. She does a lot of cute, like, stranded colorwork designs. I'm just gonna try to scroll slowly. Scroll slowly. I'm gonna scroll slowly. Wow, these are really cute. I think she got a bunch of patterns made available to her because a lot of these patterns I haven't seen before, and I've been following her for a while. Let's see, are the gloves though? That's my question. Are her gloves part of the sale? That's cute. If you want to do, if you're new to stranded colorwork, there we go. Oh, shoot, it's not scrolling for you. What's going on? What is going on? It's not scrolling for you. I'm like, oh, I'm scrolling. Look at all this cute stuff. And it's not scrolling for you. Am I in the wrong place? Oh, I know what's going on. Let me shrink that. I know what happened. I was on the wrong web browser. Sorry about that, guys. My bad. It should work now. Okay, we're going to scroll again. This is what I was saying is so cute, this sweater. I'm so sorry. I feel like such a silly person. So yeah, so this sweater, isn't that adorable? It's so adorable. If you want to knit a pullover and you want to do color stranded work, that looks like a really good option to me. I don't know about you. Cute hat if you want to do something more textured. That's just like, looks like a knit pearl combination there. And I was saying, because I've been following Carrie Bullock-Ozkan for a while, and I haven't seen some of these sweater patterns before. And I'm wondering if these have just recently been released to her to offer independently for sale. Really cute. Really, really, really cute. But I'm waiting to see this hat. This hat was the one I was just saying is really would be good if you want to give your tryout stranded color work. This would be a really good hat for you to give that a go with. It's super cute. Ah, it is. Yes, there it is. So March Flowers is available through the sale. So if you want to purchase this pattern, now would be a great time to do it. You can get 25% off. And they are adorable. And it's a well-written pattern. There's actually, I didn't even mention this, the pattern itself actually offers different variations of the colorwork section. I chose this one that gave like these 3 tulips. And if you look at both of them together, there we go. If you look at both of them together, you can see it forms a pattern all the way across. Yeah, that's by design. But it offers a couple of variations on the flowers you want to use and everything. So that's really nice. It's really cute. Really enjoy that design. Okay. So in addition to really knitting, I really do love Tunisian crochet. And there are Tunisian crochet designers in the database. So let me show you a couple. One is this project. Excuse me. This is called the Aurellia Shawlette. It's an asymmetrical triangle shawl pattern. All right. And it has these nice lacy details. And this is Tunisian crochet. So if you enjoy Tunisian crochet, this is a really great project. It works up super fast, actually. Well, Tunisian crochet works up pretty fast anyway. I usually wear it kind of just saucily, just kind of a little jauntily like that. This is how I normally style it. Because sometimes asymmetrical triangle shawl, or in this case, shawlettes, can feel a little like, well, how do you wear it? So I usually just kind of wear it very casually, almost like a scarf. It's really pretty, works up quickly, like most Tunisian crochet projects do. Again, this is the Aurellia Shawlette by Not Bad Britt Designs. And let's just do what I did last time and make sure it is. You know what? Let me share the screen with you so you can kind of get a feel for how the database works. So this is the designer portal where you can look up things by designer. And that would probably be, if you're looking at any of these things and wanting to purchase them, would be the easiest way to go about it. Because, there we go, Not Bad Britt. Because you can't search by pattern name. You can search by technique and type of garment you want to make, whether you want to do knitting, crochet, knitting. There's a lot of ways that you can search the designs by, but you can't search by name, which is kind of nice in a way because you get a lot of exposure to things that maybe you wouldn't expect, or you can search by designer. Natalie says, love Tunisian crochet too. I'm going to try it with double-ended hooks for the first time. Ooh. Let me I've got another project in this pile, Natalie, that I used a double-ended hook for doing Tunisian crochet in the round. I'll show it to you next. But this, most of Not Bad Britt's designs are regular crochet, but she has Tunisian crochet as well, like this astrologic shawl, which is a nice triangle shawl, but she has the Aurellia Shawlette here. She did it in red. I did mine in gray. Like I said, it's a really, really cute design and fast. And it's really nice to have like in the fall. I really like it in the fall when I just need a little something on my neck, when the wind starts blowing here where I am and it gets, or at night when it starts to get a little chilly, because it does get chilly in Southern California at night. We're like basically a desert climate. So yeah, but that is the Aurellia Shawlette design. But let me show you the next project. Natalie, I think you are really going to be interested in this. By the way, I have not put all of this in the description box, but after the live stream is over, I will do my due diligence and put all of the things that I'm showing you today. I will put a list of them in the descriptions and in show notes after it's done. So don't worry. I will make sure that you know where to find this stuff because I want to support all these designers. But this here, this is the Drei Hat by Aklor Designs. This is a Tunisian crochet hat that uses one of my favorite Tunisian crochet stitch patterns called, I always want to call it Goblin Stitch. But then I'm like, is it really called Goblin Stitch? But it's this stitch pattern. It's really spongy and just so cute. And this is worked in the round, Tunisian crochet in the round using a double-ended hook. And I gotta say, I was like, oh my God, this seems like it's gonna be so confusing. It's not confusing at all. It is so, so straightforward to do. It really is just like doing Tunisian crochet flat, except there. Oh my God, that's what I bought. Of course it is, Natalie, because this is actually one of the few Tunisian crochet projects in the round you can find. A lot of designers, when they do hats and fingerless gloves and things like that in Tunisian crochet, will design it so that it's worked flat and then seamed up. This is one of the few that I have found that's actually worked in the round utilizing a double-ended crochet hook. And like I said, it's like doing Tunisian crochet flat, except you get to a point where you stop doing the forward pass and you go to the other end of your hook and you do the reverse pass, but you're not turning the work. It sounds crazy, but then when you do it, you're like, oh, it totally makes sense. But yeah, really fun pattern, really fun pattern. But I will say, hint, Natalie, make sure that you clearly mark where your decrease points are, because it's really, and where the beginning of the round is. Clearly mark that for yourself and make sure you're keeping track of that, because it's really easy to lose track of where that is in the pattern. But it's super, super cute. Super cute hat. Here, I'll show it. I'll take you can see my bad hair day, and I'll put this hat on so you can see it on. So cute. It has these fun little like points. It almost looks like a crown. Now that I put it on, it's like a crown, but it's cute. Oh, there we went a little jaunty there. There we go. Anyway, but yeah, that's what it looks like on me. And by the way, if you're just learning about Tunisian crochet, if you're like, what is Tunisian crochet? Tunisian crochet is a lot of times described as kind of like if crochet and knitting had a baby. It is a crochet technique, but there's aspects of it that feel like knitting. And there's stitches that you can do that look like knitting in Tunisian crochet. But what's cool with Tunisian crochet is it works up faster than either crochet or knitting. It works up really, really fast. And the other thing is, if you really need to bust a lot of yarn, Tunisian crochet is your friend because it uses up a lot more yarn than either knitting or crochet tends to do. Yeah, Natalie, yeah, I started and it said you need 16 stitch markers. I'm going to search for them. It's going to, yes, you want to use stitch markers. I didn't at first. because I was like, oh, I'll just read my work like I do in knitting. No, that was foolish. I should have, for once, should have followed the directions. I'm not, I don't know exactly what Marky is laughing at, but I'm glad that you are laughing. I'm sure you are laughing with me. But yeah, this is, again, the Drei pattern by Aklor Designs. This is definitely, I will actually, because the spelling, I will put it in the chat real quick if you want to look it up right away. I'm 98% sure that this pattern is for, I know that Aklor Designs is taking part in the Fasten Off Yarn Along, and I'm almost positive that this is included in that, in her patterns available for discount. So, Drei Hat. Actually, you know, this pattern is one that I won. That's right. I just remembered. In the very first Fasten Off Yarn Along, I won like at least 2, if not 3 patterns and 2 skeins of yarn. They don't do the yarn anymore. Now all the prizes are patterns. But this hat pattern was one of my prizes. That's how I ended up with this. So yeah, it definitely, that is, guys, I'm telling you right now, almost anybody who participates regularly with the giveaways, games, and everything ends up winning at least one thing. At least one. Almost everybody. Again, you can follow them along on Instagram. Their hashtag is hashtag Fasten Off YAL. And they have a Discord that you can join. In the Discord, it's very active and fun. So yeah. So is my live stream today pretty much a sale pitch? Or let's not say sale pitch, a promo for the Fasten Off Yarn Along? Yes, yes, it is. And I have no shame about it. I have no skin in the game. I'm not a designer in it. I'm not affiliated. I don't have like necessarily affiliate links to all of this stuff. I say not necessarily because some of the designers sell through Etsy, and I am an affiliate of Etsy, but most of them sell either through their website or through Payhip. So I don't get any commissions. I just really love this event and believe in it, and so like to support it. That's it. I don't know if starring this does anything for you guys. Okay, next. Okay, we're gonna look at another triangle shawl. Let me double check that the designer, whoops, Natalie just said, I have won some too in previous years, even made a kid's sweater. Yeah, let's see, I've gotten because normally what happens with the prizes, I'll just tell you right now, this pack here, this was a prize, this pattern, this is the June Blooms by Knit Eco Chic. This I did a video about fixing this collar for myself. So this has been on my channel quite a bit, but this pattern was one that I won in a Fasten Off Yarn Along. There's a lot of patterns that I have that I actually won through the Fasten Off Yarn Along. And some of the designers, like you'll go on the website, the database, and they'll have the prices listed for it. But some of the designers actually like have a pay what you can afford model, and there's various things. There's various things going on with it. But next up, let's look at my next pattern that I got. I got this pattern in the second Fasten Off Yarn Along. So I think that was 2022. You've seen, if you've been on my channel, you've seen this. But I'm always happy to show this again because I love it so much. Back up here. So this is the half hat. Let me just show it real quick. Yeah. Ooh. So this is a triangle lace shawl that is inspired by the half lace shawl tradition from the Shetland Islands. This is called the half hat fade shawl by Visch Designs. Let me remove that so make sure you get the whole screen. Yeah. So this is an all over lace pattern. It starts with a center triangle pattern here that is actually garter based. So it's very similar to the High Sierra shawl in that regard. And then you start at the bottom tip and then knit up to the top and then pick up stitches along the edge. And then it has different panels of lace patterns. And then it ends with an applied lace border. So once you've knitted the whole thing, you knit this lace pattern edge, and it's actually knit perpendicular to the main body, so it picks up the stitches. It's called an applied lace edging. So pretty. I love this shawl so much. I'm so proud of it. I had to actually block it twice to get all the lace to open up, but this is like one of my pride and joys. Like, I consider this one of the best things I've ever knitted. Oh, let me see. Wow, gorgeous. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you so much. Visch has awesome patterns. Visch Design really does have awesome patterns. She has a lot of beautiful lace patterns, and I absolutely love her work. Her one thing to note, I'm used to working off lace charts. I can't remember. Maybe I can look real quick. She definitely provides charts because it's lace knitting, and that is almost always the case with lace knitting designers, is they're going to give you charts. But most of them, this is what I want, will also provide written directions. I believe that's the case with her patterns as well. I'm like 98% sure. Let me go to PDFs. Yeah. So she provides both lace charts and written directions. So if you don't like working off charts, do not fear. She provides both. Hello, Alex Vanderpool. Thank you for joining us. Vanderpool. I'm going to assume Vanderpool. Thank you. Yeah, it's a really beautiful design. And the yarn that I use, unfortunately, it's a discontinued yarn, but it's what's it called? It's discontinued is the problem. There's some Angora in it. There's like 10% Angora in this yarn. Actually, last year I did a video on working with Angora for knitters, and this is the yarn that was featured in that video. So if you want to know more about this yarn and working with Angora, you can check out that video. So yeah, I love this pattern so much though. And she has beautiful, beautiful designs. We can take a look real quick if we want. Maybe I probably should, because I love lace shawls. Like, lace shawls is one of my favorite things to knit. Let's go ahead and just look at what she has, because she is one of my favorite designers. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at what, oh, okay, now that's fine. There we go. Nope, went to the wrong. Sorry, my computer's acting funky. This is what I want. Okay. We're going to go back to this page. Look at Visch. Whoops. Keep clicking. Visch Designs. Go. Ooh, okay. Okay, she had me at Art Deco. I don't know about you guys. Art Deco is like one of my favorite design periods. And let me hide that. And so this, the fact that she called it Art Deco, I'm like, I want it. I want it so bad. Oh, Alex Vanderpool. Yeah, I'm from the Netherlands, so it's pronounced differently, but how you said it is fine. Because I was asking about whether I pronounced their name correctly. And I'm kind of just laughing because actually my maiden name is Vandiver. So yes, that's Dutch, but yeah. But the way it's pronounced, nobody pronounces it that way. Or the way it's spelled, I should say. And I don't even know if it's accurate to like its origins. Anyway, back to Visch Designs. She has this arugula shawl, which has this like little bit of like fluting pleated effect to it. Just really, really beautiful stuff. If you want something that's a little, oh, this is crochet. She has some crochet patterns too with this asymmetrical wedge shawl. This Aurora, which is gorgeous netting. So many pretty designs from Visch Designs. She has a hat. It's not all shawls. That's just what I always want from her. Beat the Fug. I just love the name, Beat the Fug. It's really, really pretty too. What's nice about this Beat the Fug design is you can see there's this big lace panel, but the top part just has lacy inserts. So it's a nice balance of kind of giving you a rest period after some more complicated. Let's see. Let's see if the half hap is on here. Color work, design. Blue duck. This is actually the pattern. Blue duck is the one that I really want. I just think that is stunning. Like I said, I love lace. I love lace. Sorry. Cinematic. That's cool if you don't want to do lace. That's a nice stripy. Oh, excuse me. Burp Club. Little touch of lace in this circles shawl. I don't know if half hap is on here, although she might have her entire. Some people. This looks like it's alphabetical. I'm gonna just scroll down a bit faster. Oh, there it is. This is the full fade hap. So this pattern, there's a full fade hap, and then there's a half fade hap. This is the half fade hap here. That's the one that I did. So yeah, it's on there. So if you're interested in that, you can get it for 25% off right now through the discount period. Yay. Okay, let me show you a couple of, like, because all of these, well, not March flowers. March flowers I did up this year. I think I might just show you a couple more, 2 hats, and then we're going to move on because my voice is starting to go. Yeah. So I gotta pare it back a little bit here. Oh, excuse me. I should have muted myself. I'm so sorry. That was so rude. All right. So the next 2 projects I'm going to show you is from Wormhead Designs. She mostly designs hats. Hats are one of my favorite things to knit. In fact, this hat is both crochet and knit. Anyway, hats is one of the first things I really started knitting where I'm like, I can just make up my own thing. So the first one I'm going to show you is stranded color work. This was a little bit of my shoulder. This was a little bit of a stranded color work year for me. And this hat is the Golem Hat by Wormhead Designs. It's really, really cute. It has a different kind of top at the top. Like, it doesn't just decrease into a circle and then run the yarn through and pull it tight. No, it has this top where you actually get this like X shape. It's very, very cool. And it's not hard to do. Here, I'll put it on too so you can guys see what it looks like on. So I'll put it back like this. Here, let me turn around a little bit so you can see the back, hopefully. So yeah, a little modeling for you. It's so adorable. Yes, Alex, it's very, very cute. It's so cute. I love it. And the sizes in the pattern come in both kids and adult sizes. So if you want to make this for a child, that is part of the pattern itself. I'm going to put my other hat on because I am having a bad hair day, especially with taking hats on and off to model. I did make a couple of adjustments to this pattern. One is the cast on. Wormhead, her patterns, I've done a couple of them now. She tends to like to do the alternate cable cast on, which does give you a really nice rounded edge. Here, there you go. You can kind of see it. It does give a nice rounded edge for when you're doing 1x1 ribbing. 1 second, I got a cough. But I hate doing the alternative cable cast on. So I did tubular cast on, which gives you the exact same effect. It just does it in a different way. But, you know, that's something I like to do. Another difference between this and the pattern is actually the brim. I actually made a mistake, but I decided I liked the mistake. The pattern actually calls for the ribbing section to be done in the contrast color. And I made a mistake. It started with my main color, which is this dark teal blue. But I liked it, so I stuck with it. And then the other change I made is I did one more repeat of the robot motif. Let me bring that closer so you can see it better. I did one more repeat of the robot motif before the decreasing started so that I would have a slouchier hat. Because I like more of a slouchy beanie look than just like a beanie for reasons. One challenging thing I will tell you right now with this pattern is you have these single stripes here. So there's one stripe of the contrasting color, and then I think, yeah, it's 2 rows of the main color, and then a single stripe of the contrasting color, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Which means that you're dealing with single stripes, which can be a little challenging. Some people will choose to carry the yarn kind of up on the inside. I personally never like the tension results I get from that. So I personally choose to go ahead and cut the yarn and then weave in my ends in such a way later to disguise the color jog. But it is challenging when you are mixing single stripes with double stripes to deal with the color jog changes that happen. If there's something I would do differently when knitting this hat, I would actually go ahead and make single stripes of both the contrasting and the main color and use helix knitting to do that, and then just transition to regular knitting when I got up to there. If you don't know what helix knitting is, it's a very cool technique to do jogless stripes with single color stripes. Let me know if you want me to do a video on it. It's a very cool, shockingly easy technique to do. I should just do a video on it. One day, when I'm done with this show and I have time to do tutorials again, I should do that tutorial. But yeah, very, very cool design. And it's really nice too. One of the things I really, really appreciate about this design is that she gives instructions on how to do this stranded color work and avoid jogs in the motif. It's actually written into the color chart how to do it, slips, stitches when you need to slip them in order to avoid the jog. And I just really, really appreciate that, because one thing about color work patterns is the patterns oftentimes don't tell you how to avoid the jog, and you've just got to figure out the technique that you want to use to do it. And anyway, it's still something I'm figuring out for myself, how and when and what technique to use to avoid color jogs in stranded color work, because it's not always as straightforward as when you're doing it for stripes. I do have videos on avoiding jogs when knitting stripes, by the way. Of course I do. Let me go ahead and show you the back. This is the back of it when it's done. You can see, again, I did use this jacquard ladder back technique, because there are places where you have longer stranded color work kind of stacked up on itself. But you don't have to. There aren't actually that many places where you have longer strands. You could use a more traditional technique to capture your floats if you want. But yeah, that's the back of it. I always like showing the back. It looks so neat and organized. I always feel like I've done a really, really good job with my stranded color work if the back looks fantastic. And I think the back looks fantastic. Okay. The next hat I'm going to show you from, by the way, Woolly Wormhead is taking part in the Fasten Off Yarn Along this year. You will see, I already have a couple of her patterns that I want to purchase. Every time I see a hat, I'm like, ooh, I really love that hat. Of course, it's Woolly Wormhead. Every time. Alex, I've done a few stranded color work projects, but I've always had jagged transitions. Yeah. They're tricky. They're tricky to, you know what? I'll show you. I'm going to put a pause on this hat and I'm going to show you this project here. This is by Bullock-Ozkan Desings. This is a pattern that I did purchase last year. This is called the S'mores Cowel. I have a whole video on how I chose my colorways for it, because I did change it from what is done in the pattern, but I love it. But I'm going to bring this up because I tried a different couple of techniques on this to avoid the jog. Let me see if I can find it. I usually can, because one of them turned out really, really well, and one of them didn't turn out. Okay, here we go. It's right here. Let's see if you can see it. So let's see. So here, notice this dark blue right there. Notice that leg right there is up a little bit higher. That's where the jog is right in that area. I didn't do the right technique in that situation. I forget exactly what I tried to do there. I should have made notes. But I think in that case, I tried to basically knit the one row of color work on essentially the wrong row, so they would kind of line up, and it just didn't quite work. But up here, as you get further up, you don't notice the jog as much. And that's because I figured out where to do, like this right here. If you look really, really closely, right there, it looks a little slanted, but you can barely notice it, right? You barely see it. I can see it, but you can barely see it. And then this top row, I think I really nailed it there. You can't see where the jog is, I don't think at all. And that's because on this middle row and this top row, I figured out where to slip stitches, essentially. But it takes some figuring out. It's not easy to do. I haven't perfected it yet. I'm still learning how to do that effectively myself. Marky J, I'm taking intro course to color work. It's a video series from the Woolly Thistle. I'm really excited. Feels like a huge door is opening. Yeah. I mean, I love color work. I love lace and color work. Those are my two favorite things in knitting. I love lace because it's so interesting to do it all. And I love color work because I love color. Like color is like one of my favorite things. And I love stranded color work. It's fun. It's challenging. And I love it. But yeah, I know that Patty Lyons has a couple of videos about avoiding jogs in stranded color work. I need to check those out. It's just an area where I need to improve my skills. I've got a lot of great skills, I think, but avoiding jogs and stranded color work is just an area where I need work. I tend to, when I have to, I don't have it with me, but in my YouTube page, the banner, you see those color work socks that like it's my feet and the color work socks are out like that. I designed those socks. And I purposely designed it so that there would be, where the jog would be an extra row of plain knitting to basically disguise the jog. And I tend towards that technique because it's the one that requires the least amount of work. But that doesn't lend itself to every stranded color work motif. So anyway, yeah. All right, so Woolly Wormhead, the second hat I'm going to show you, although it's not the only hat pattern I have from her. I've got so many. But this is, oh gosh, can I pronounce it? Ananeum. I think I pronounced that correctly, from Woolly Wormhead. And let me bring it up closer. And this is a kind of more of a beret, tam style of hat. Here, I'll show it. I'll put it on so you can see what I'm talking about. It's really big, which I love. I love how slouchy and big it is. I probably could have knitted one size down from what I did. It's a touch big on me, but I still love it. But it has this like just a little bit of texture in it. It's really straightforward, easy pattern to do. Let me hide my bad hair day. There we go. The thing about this pattern is it's mostly purl stitches. And so for this hat, you can kind of see it's mostly purl stitches. And then it uses twisted stitches, just a couple of twisted stitches stacked up on each other to give it that texture. This hat I knit using Portuguese knitting. If you don't know what Portuguese knitting is a way that the yarn gets tension either around your neck or up by your shoulder, and the yarn naturally comes to the front of the work because of that, and it's the one way of knitting where the purl stitch is actually the first one that you would learn, and it's a really, really cool, helpful technique to know how to do. It's actually really great when you're working stranded colorwork hats in particular. Let me know if you want me to do an intro video for you on how to knit Portuguese knitting, because it's a great skill. It's a really nice supplementary way to knit, even if you're a continental knitter or like myself, some form of English knitting where you tension the yarn in your right hand. Knowing how to do Portuguese knitting is a really nice alternative to know as well. And it was really great knowing it for this hat, which was almost all purl stitches. I mean, there's obviously, you've got some knit stitches here in the rib, but really, really glad I know how to do Portuguese knitting when working this hat. Hi, Mom. My mom is here. Hi, Mom. Hugs. So glad you could pop in. Don't embarrass me. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm an adult. I don't worry about my parents embarrassing me anymore. That's not true. Okay. The reason I wanted to bring this up because I want to make sure that it's woolly wormhead design. Oh, I know where I can find out quickly. I have it up here. I'll put it in the chat because it's Annular. That's the name of it. It's the Annular Hat. So Annular Hat by Woolly Wormhead. There we go. Okay. So yeah. Let's see. Oh man, it's 12:30. Oh, you know what? I think those are all the past projects I'm going to show today, because I do want to show you what I'm considering and get your opinion on what you think of them, what you think might be fun to work on, and everything. Lipstick is okay. Anyway. And just see what you have to say. So let's change banners to Fasten Off Yarn Along. I mean, it's really been Fasten Off Yarn Along the entire live stream, but this is going to be this specifically a Fasten Off Yarn Along section where we look at, and I'm going to go right to the designers' pages on this one and not go through the database. All these patterns I'm going to show you are in the database itself. Okay, all of them. And I will, after the video is over, I'll put the links and everything down in the description box. I'm not going to purchase all of these patterns, but let me know what you think I should buy, what you think would be really fun and you'd like to see me work on. I'd love to know. Oh, what did I do? Bring that back. Oh, there we go. Natalie, sounds intriguing. I'm not very much of a knitter and purl stitch is still a bit challenging. Yeah, I mean, I think it all depends on how you're knitting. Like, I first learned how to knit English style, like just what we think of traditionally as English style, tensioning the yarn in your right hand and throwing. I personally think it's easier to purl with the yarn in your right hand as opposed to continental knitting where you have to hold the yarn in your left hand. For that, I find purling is always more challenging. I actually knit combo when I knit continental, where I wrap my purl stitches clockwise. It's a whole way of knitting. Continental knitting, that's a bit much to get in here, but it's simply because it's the easiest way I find to purl when I am tensioning yarn in my left hand. But yeah, it can be a challenge doing that purl stitch. Actually, the purl stitch is why my mom stopped knitting. My mom, when she was learning how to knit, she was like, I can't purl, and she gave up. She knew just enough though to show me to do the knit stitch when I was trying to learn how to knit, and then I was off to the races from there. Okay, so let's look at what we are looking at. Wrong, there we go. So first, this is from Karen Butler's Designs, the Brick a Zag Mitts pattern. I'm going to be honest, I have been eyeing this I have been eyeing this pattern for quite a long time. I think, Mom, true. Yep. That's why my mom gave up on knitting, was purl stitches. Natalie, I can only do continental. I can understand, especially if you're a crocheter. Knitting continental is, I think, probably does feel more natural because you're already used to holding the yarn in your left hand. The picking motion is not dissimilar from crochet. I often, it's like, if someone starts with crochet, I'm like, is already a crocheter, I'm like, you might want to try continental knitting. It's all a matter of personal preference. But this is the Britt. I've been, sorry, I went squirrel. Brick-a-Zag Mitts pattern. I just think it's so cool. And it's a little bit different for a colorwork pattern. Let me scroll down. It's inspired by chevron brick patterns used locally to drive driveways. That's what they say. I just really like it. The thing is, this would be a nice challenge because notice where normally the cuff and the fingertips and where you normally have ribbing, it's what this is called corrugated ribbing, which is this sort of doing ribbing with stranded color work, which I have done in the past, just not a lot of it. So there'd be, I think, some interesting challenges in it. And I love myself a fingerless mitt. I really, really do. Let's see. And yeah, this is stranded color work. So, oh, and it uses lifted increase, which is my favorite kind of increase. So yeah, that is what I'm definitely considering. It's one I probably, maybe I should just go ahead and get because I have every year of the Fasten Off Yarn Along. I think this pattern has been in the database. And every year I'm like, ooh, maybe I'll get this one. And then I don't. So tell me, what do you think? Because again, I can't buy them all. I want to buy them all, but I just can't right now. So it's a very interesting pattern. I agree. It's different. That's what I like about, oops, there we go. Staked brick is exactly what I thought of. Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. That is a very interesting pattern. It is. And I think, like, it's nice to do. It feels a little bit more modern than sometimes stranded color work. One of the things I really like about the Golem hat is, like, it's stranded color work, but it's not like just the traditional motifs that you often find, whether the stranded color work is in the Fair Isle tradition, which is the s'mores cowl. This is Fair Isle tradition kind of knitting, or if it's Scandinavian knitting. Scandinavian traditions with color, stranded color work. I don't know if I'm saying that well, but yeah. So this is definitely high on my list of potential purchases. Let's see. Oops. Oh, shoot. I'm not right on it. It'll be in here. This one. Another pattern I think I'm 98% sure that I'm going to purchase is this one. This is called Rebel from Victoria Marchant. She, a couple of years ago, it might be even 3 or 4 years ago now, did a whole series of fingerless glove patterns called Well in Hand. This is one of them. The reason I kind of want to purchase this is, by the way, have I mentioned I have started hand spinning yarn. Yes, I am becoming a hand spinner. And I recently hand spun some yarn on a drop spindle. I need to finish plying it, but it's definitely a lace weight yarn. And I think I want to make lace fingerless gloves with them. And this is a lace fingerless pattern. So I really feel like this might be the perfect marriage of two fiber arts, right? And that is something, by the way, that I'm looking at is maybe in this coming year of hand spinning and focusing on patterns that allow me to spin for the pattern. So yes, woohoo! Join the club. Yes, I did join the club earlier. My mic hasn't been muted this whole time, has it? I really hope my mic has not been muted this whole time. If it had been, you would have told me, right? You would have told me if my mic has been muted for like the last 40 minutes, an hour. Okay. No. Okay. I guess I'm fine. Okay. So I accidentally. So, all right. So I don't know exactly where I went out, but I was watching Mandy Made It during Tour de Fleece spinning yarn, and I was like, I really am like having major FOMO right now around this. I really want to take part in it, but I can't. And I had tried learning how to drop spin before, and I have a video of me trying to drop spin for the very first time, and it was legit my very first time. And I just couldn't seem to get the hang of it, and I sort of kept trying to go back to it. And then I was like, maybe if I had a spinning wheel, I would enjoy it more than drop spinning. So I started going on the hunt for a used spinning wheel. Found one on Craigslist. Her name is Jane. She is a Ashford Traveler Make 2. Pretty sure she's from the early 1980s. And I just started spinning, and I was like, I am loving this. And then I tried drop spinning again, and suddenly it all makes sense. And now I am a burgeoning hand spinner. So one of the things I definitely want to do is in this coming year with patterns, keeping an eye towards patterns that I can make the yarn for. That's something, not only patterns I can make yarn. I still got to stash the bust, right? Like I'm still going to buy commercial yarn. But yeah, it's definitely something I am looking at. So anyway, little tangent there. But yeah, so I am considering this pattern very seriously. I guess I wouldn't mind a lacy pattern that maybe was a little bit more, I don't know, like, hate to say Victorian, but maybe a little bit more like great-grandma's lacy gloves. But I like this one too. So I'm definitely considering it. Next, is it this one? Yes. Let me show you this one. This is another fingerless glove pattern, but this is Tunisian crochet. This is Tunisian arm warmers by Aklor Designs. I like to purchase always at least one Tunisian crochet pattern during the Fasten Off Yarn Along. And it is one that is worked flat and then sewn. I tend to lean away from that, but I may make an exception for this pattern because it just looks like a really, really comfy, long, fingerless glove pattern. And I really do like really long ones. That's the other thing. I like ones that go up my arm. So yes. Alex Vanderpool, I found you through the video chat you did with Jilly and Eve and all those other spinners, knitters. So I'm excited to hear that you started spinning too. Oh, thank you, Alex. Yes, I love Evie is wonderful. She's like one of my favorite YouTube people ever. She's been such a great supporter of mine very early on in my channel. And she's the best. And I have learned so much about spinning from her, even before I became a spinner. But the nice thing, back to the pattern, one of the things I like about this pattern is it's labeled as advanced beginner, and it has Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian purl stitch, Tunisian knit stitch. I've done all those, and a twisted stitch. So this I feel like would advance my skills with Tunisian crochet, which I'm always looking to do. I'm always looking for patterns that allow me to do something beyond just the Tunisian simple stitch and Tunisian purl stitch and Tunisian knit stitch, which are like the three most basic stitches in Tunisian crochet. So yeah, there's that pattern. Is that my only Tunisian? No, there's this one. I'm actually, whoops, what? Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on here. Let me go here for a second while I get this figured out. I think I just went to the wrong place. I was thinking for Tunisian crochet, I got into my head that I wanted to maybe make a bag. Can I just search the website? No, never that easy. Oh, I found it. There it is. I hadn't made a bag in a while, and making bags is one of my, can I please get to what I'm trying to get to? Sorry, guys. I was rushing to get all of these links up. There it is. And which is why I was running late when I started the live stream. And here we go. Okay. So this is, anyway, I really like making bags. And this one would be a really good project if you have a lot of like scraps of sock yarn to use up. This would be a really good project for it. This is called a Happy Sack Tote in Tunisian crochet. I love a bag. I love a tote bag. I like making bags. And it doesn't say whether this is lined or not, but it would give me a chance to practice lining a handmade object. So I'm kind of considering this one, but this is definitely lower on my list. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. What are you liking right now? Let me know in the chat. What patterns have I shown so far that are piquing your interest right now? I already showed that. Let me take that. So those are the Tunisian crochet projects that we're looking at. And then let me see. I'm trying to do this somewhat by, oh, you know what? I don't think I am going to do that one. All right, I'm going to show you the lace shawl project. It was so interesting going through the database because there are a lot of lace shawl projects, but not a lot of them were singing to me. Well, there is that one by Visch Designs Blue Duck, which we looked at briefly, but this is the one that really is singing to me that I think is almost definitely one I'm going to purchase. This is actually, I'm going to take myself completely or almost completely off camera here so you can really see this. This is Arrows and Apples by Aurellia Shawlette Design. This is more of a stole square shawl, rectangular shawl, which I really like. Let's be honest, rectangular shawls are a little easier to style sometimes than triangular shawls, as much as I love doing a triangular shawl, and I really love knitting a triangular shawl. And this has a very neat pattern because on the one side, you've got these like lozenges kind of patterns, which she's calling apples. And then on the other side are arrows. And so there's something about this where the pattern looks both very traditional and yet unique at the same time. So I just think this is so, so lovely. And I really, really want this. I really, really want this. And I think another reason I really, really, really want this is because I think this is a project where I could definitely spin up singles. If I could get consistent enough, I could spin up singles or at least 2-ply yarn and make this. So this is why I really, really want this pattern. Yeah, I'm very enamored with it. I'm very, very enamored. Aurel, this shawl is beautiful too. It's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. Another thing, Alex, I really liked the first one, the gloves with the nice color work. Yeah, I love the bric-a-zac. I do love. I think I just need this year to do it. I think I just need to pull the trigger this year and get the pattern because every year I look at it and every year it's on my list, and then every year something else kind of piques my interest. But I'm thinking this might be the year that I just go ahead and get it. So that's the Aurellia Shawlette Design. And then next we are going to be looking at hats. Oh my God, this hat. Who am I kidding? Let's look at my reaction right now. I think we are 100% putting this in the cart. I mean, it is so beautiful and it's different. And oh my God, I need this hat in my life. I need this hat in my life. I've been waiting for it and I didn't even know. That was terrible. I'm sorry. I am sick. as in nasally sick, not just like, and I can sing better than that, but I love this hat so much. Let's see if we could just zoom in a little bit. It's so pretty. It's so different. Azula is named, let's read a little bit about it. I love it so much, I'm going to actually read some of the description. Azula is named for the volatile firebender from season 1 of the Avatar. Flames twist and turn around the body of the hat with each form created by short rows. I love short rows. And just a hint of garter stitch and tarsha. I am so curious to know how that works in a hat. Azula is the most challenging of the elemental hats. Well, I love a challenge. And is very much worthy of your patience. Featuring short row color work, each of the elemental hats is knit sideways and grafted. Okay, so this is actually a hat that is knit flat and then grafted together, and I'm totally cool with that because I actually really enjoy grafting. If you call sewing grafting, I'm going to be totally into it. Okay? Sewing, I'm always like, do I want to sew? I don't know. Grafting, I'm like, I'm there for it. I love a graft. Let me graft. I will graft all day long. I know. To me, grafting is like magic. Thank you. I don't really know. Shoot. Come on. I don't really know you, but this hat screams you. Well, I am a Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. So yeah, I think this is appropriate to me. I do. I think this one is a given. This is one a given? It's a given. The final hat, yes. The final project and hat that I'm looking at is another woolly wormhead design. And this is just so cute. It's the Camden cap, a hat with a classic brim. This cap offers style and interest both visually and in its creation. The brim is worked first, and instructions are included for making the brim stand out in a way that is truly architectural. So yeah, I really, it's just a cute hat. I love a brim. It's just a cute kind of like, would you call it a page boy? I would call it a page boy hat. And I've never made a hat with a brim before, so I think that could be fun. And I love nets. So I would say right now for me, I think that the definite projects are the Azula hat, because I mean, as soon as I saw it, I started singing badly. Who doesn't want this hat? Definitely this apples and arrows shawl is just stunning. There we go. It's so pretty. Oh, so pretty. And those two are definite. Everything else, I'm going to have to take a second look at. Let me know again in the comments what projects you think are ones that I should do. I'm probably going to limit myself to like 3, maybe 4 patterns this year. So we have the Brick-a-Zag mitts pattern. This is one I've been eyeing for a long time. There is the Rebel fingerless gloves, which I actually do have some hand spun yarn that I'm thinking might be really good for this. The Camden cap, which I think is just adorable. The Azula, that's a given. The apples and arrows, that's a given. We're doing it. Then we have this Tunisian glove project, which is worked flat and then seamed. And then we have the Happy Hat sack project, and this one is one that would be really good for using up scraps of sock yarn, which is always something I think is needed for anybody who loves working with sock yarn like I do. You always need projects that use up the ends because you always have extra. I didn't show you this one. I'll go ahead and show it to you. This was the other lacy fingerless glove project that I was looking at for my yarn. And this is actually, I love Liz Cork Designs. I've knitted a couple of things by her. I just really love her patterns. There's something very classic about them, but like fun at the same time. And I like this, but I don't love it. But I do want to give a plug for Liz Cork Designs because I just really, really like her work. And I highly recommend taking a look at her patterns in the Fasten Off Yarn Along database because they are lovely. So pretty. It is pretty. I don't think this is the one I'm going to get, though. But anyway, I want to hear, of course, again, whether you're watching now or you're watching in the replay. If you're watching the replay, please comment down below your thoughts, your opinions. I'd love to hear from them. And we can always keep this conversation going well after I end the live stream proper, which we are going to get into because I've been on for an hour and a half. And honestly, my throat is not going to last much longer. So, what's coming up? What is coming up? I normally do what's coming up. I don't think we're going to have any more longer form videos from me for the rest of the year because honestly, I just don't have, no, that's not what. You know what? I just need to take the banners off. Sorry. There we go. I don't think I'm going to be having another type of long form video for me for the rest of the year because honestly, I just don't have time at the end of the year to shoot and edit one. So we're going to either be doing live streams for the rest of the year and shorts. So yeah, in terms of my upcoming live streams, I definitely want to live stream next Sunday and then the Sunday after. Let me double check the calendar on that. Might have to do another day. I have a hair appointment in 2 weeks, so I won't be able to do it on the 17th. So I'm going to find another day to live stream other than Sunday because I want to do at least 3 of these Vlogmas lives with you guys. My next Vlogmas, though, I was just thinking about this. This one actually has been very knitting focused with a little bit of Tunisian crochet, very much about the Fasten Off Yarn Along. My next one, I think I'm going to be talking more about maybe weaving, thinking about maybe like each one having a little bit of a different like fiber art focus. I don't know. I'm brainstorming. I'd love to hear from you what you would like to see in upcoming Vlogmas lives that we might do, but definitely make sure that you keep an eye out on my channel so that you don't miss my next live stream. I'm definitely going to do one. Well, I say definitely. I am planning to do one next Sunday, and maybe I will find time in the middle of the week this week or the week after to do I'd like to do at least 3 live streams this month for Vlogmas. Maybe 4. We'll see if I can figure out when and how we got to do it. Bye, Mom. Thanks for dropping by. I love you. But yeah, we will figure it out. But let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about during Vlogmas Live. But I think it's just like a fun chance to hang out, relax, do like a little bit of fun knitting type of stuff. Fiber art stuff as we just take a moment to enjoy the season and not get totally caught up in the hustle and bustle of the holiday. Because we all know like it should be a fun, cheerful time of the year, but sometimes it becomes stressful because we become so busy trying to do all the things and make all the magic and do all the things, right? And sometimes we lose sight to just stop and enjoy the moment. So Vlogmas Live for me is an opportunity. Like, let's just stop and enjoy some fun stuff and take some stress and pressure off of ourselves. So yeah, if you have not already, make sure though that you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell and make sure your notifications are turned on. Because when you turn your notifications on for YouTube, that's when you will get alerted whenever I schedule or start a live stream or put up a video or short or anything like that. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already, or double check that you are subscribed because maybe you think you're subscribed and you're not. That happens. So make sure you're subscribed. Hit the notification bell. Follow me in my other socials. Just a second, I have to cough. I used to be, oh, Marky, thank you. That is so sweet. That is like the sweetest compliment. Thank you so much. Um, I am at Carrie Craft Geek on the platforms that I'm active on. I'm pretty much no longer on YouTube. Um, I still post there very occasionally, just to keep kind of squatting the account. But other than that, I'm not really on Twitter anymore, or I'm sorry, X, because the muskrat took over and it has turned into a not like, I mean, a not even not nicer place. Um, then I am on Threads. I'm not as active there. I don't know. It's been a little hard for me to get into any of these new spaces. I'm trying, but I am on Threads. I am on Blue Sky if you're on Blue Sky, and I'm on TikTok, and I'm pretty active on TikTok. Not as active. I've been so busy with work. It's hard to be creative all the time. But yeah, you can follow me in any of those spaces. And of course, again, follow me on YouTube because I do put up notices on my community board when things are going on. So yeah, make sure also, I'm so out of my rhythm of doing live streams. I forgot to mention to do all the YouTube-y things like this live stream. And I already said subscribe. Make sure you comment if you're watching on the replay. Make sure you're subscribed. What other YouTube thing do I need to mention? Oh, if you have not already, you can always leave me a tip if you'd like to. Help support my channel further than a subscribe. Although, trust me, really thrilled subscriptions or subscribing to my channel is like the easiest, freest way to support what I do here. But if you'd like to go another step forward with that, you can always leave me a super thanks or leave me a tip through my Ko-fi. Or you can use one of my affiliate links, which are linked down below in my description box. If you use an affiliate link to do some shopping, if you make a purchase, I earn a small commission, and that helps support my channel. It helps me pay for example, it helps you buy materials for review, demonstration, equipment that I need to run YouTube. It helps me pay for the web-based app that I use for my live streaming that lets me share screen and bring up things. It lets me do all the things. And so yeah, all those tips get used to help support the channel to keep it going. So thank you so much if you utilize any of those monetary support systems. And with all that said, I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. I hope this time of year is cheerful and heartwarming, and you derive all the meaning that you would like from it, no matter what it is that you celebrate. I celebrate Hannukah, but whether you celebrate Hannukah, Christmas, just New Year's, I think is Diwali this time of year? Yeah. Whatever holiday you might celebrate this time of year, because there are so many, I hope that you have a wonderful and festive one. And as always, happy health, happy making, and as is always what I say. That's all what I say. Happy health and happy making. Bye.